Hello, for those who like to play Octopath Traveler 2 and does not have a Nintendo Switch and want to play them into your PC, then this is the perfect video tutorial for you to watch, because I'm gonna teach you on how to get Octopath Traveler 2 and all the files needed for you to play in PC. So these are the files that you need: the Nintendo Switch firmware and the Nintendo Switch keys and the Octopath Traveler 2 in XCI or NSP file format, and that you install the latest build of Ryujinx emulator. As of recording this video tutorial, the latest build for the public build is 1.1632, and as you can see here, I have already played Octopath Traveler 2, and it has 28 minutes of gameplay, and it runs the game, and it's perfectly running well. There's no glitches and no bugs in it. So if you're interested in to play this game to your PC, then please do watch this video tutorial now. So for those who are new and who don't know, Ryujinx emulator is a Nintendo Switch emulator. It can play and emulate Nintendo Switch games as long as you have installed all the files needed here, just like here, installed into your Ryujinx emulator, because without these files, Ryujinx emulator cannot play Nintendo Switch games. So first of all, I'm going to teach you where to get Ryujinx. To do this, open a browser and just type in Ryujinx emulator and hit search. And then go to ryujinx.org, that is our official website. Click on download, and then you can download 3 versions here. If you're using Mac, then your Mac OS should be in Mac OS 11 and later version in order for you to install this file. And if you're using Linux, you can download here. And if you're using Windows, just like me, you can just download here. The download and installation process is really straightforward and really easy to do. It's lots of hitting OK and everything. So I'm just gonna skip the installation process, okay? So I'm just gonna minimize this now, and I'm gonna assume that you have already downloaded and installed the latest build of Ryujinx emulator. So for those who are new and it's your first installation, please do boot up and run Ryujinx emulator now. And then you'll be met with certain errors saying that you'll need some certain files installed into your Ryujinx emulator. So what are those files? So those files are the Nintendo Switch firmware and the Nintendo Switch keys, and it should be in version 15 in order for it to detect and play Octopath Traveler 2. And your Octopath Traveler 2 should be in XCI or NSP file format. For me, I'm using NSP file format. So if you're asking me where to get all of these files here, legally speaking, the only legal way to get all of these files is that you own a Nintendo Switch console, which is modded and has a custom firmware installed in it. Because if it has a custom firmware installed in it, it means that you can access your Nintendo Switch system files. And once you have access, just copy all of the system files from the firmware and the keys, and then just copy them into your PC. And in order to get Octopath Traveler 2, there's no other way, but you should buy the game, you should own the game, and digitally back it up that game into an XCI or an NSP file format. So if you don't have a Switch, or if you have a Switch but don't know how to mod or install a custom format and do the things that I have said, so I'm just gonna save you that hassle and teach you where to get all those files. In order for you to get all those files, I'm just gonna leave a QR code here, and you can scan it with your QR code reader, and then use your mobile phone, so that you'll be redirected to the page wherein you can download all of these files. So once you are on the website, which is approms.com, hover down to the middle part of the page so that you'll get Octopath Traveler 2. And once you have downloaded that, download the firmware and the keys, which you can find them into the bottom part of the website. So be sure to check out the entirety of the website so that you'll be able to get all of these files here. So I'm going to assume that you have already downloaded and installed, you have already downloaded all of those files and that you have transferred them into your PC from mobile to your PC. So the next step is to install them to your Ryujinx emulator. To do this, just go to File, go to Open Ryujinx folder, and then open System folder here. And then open the keys zip file here. And all you have to do is just drag and drop or copy and paste these files into this folder. This folder should be empty because it is your first installation. Close on that. And now it's time to install the firmware. To install the firmware, all you have to do is go to Tools, go to Install Firmware, install a firmware from XCI or zip file, click on that, then locate that firmware file and hit Open. And then it will say install the file, and then hit Yes, and your firmware is now successfully installed. You'll know that it is successful because it will detect your Nintendo Switch games here, and it will show that game icons for the games that you have. So if there are if there are black icons, or there is an icon that there's no image in it, it means that you are using an old firmware and keys, so it will not be able to play that game. So as long as you follow all the steps that I've shown you here, the files that you'll get are all the latest files. So what's the next step now? The next step now is to optimize your Ryujinx emulator so that you'll be able to play Octopath Traveler 2 with no issues at all. To do this, just go to Options, go to Settings, And in this part, just pause the video and copy every setting that you see here. So in the game directories, this is where you'll put your Nintendo Switch games, and your Nintendo Switch games should be in XCI or NSP file format in order for Ryujinx emulator to detect that game. Now in input section, all you have to do is just connect your Nintendo Switch Pro controller here, because it's really hard to play Nintendo Switch games using mouse and keyboard. So just configure it. So go to player 1, hit configure, and locate your controller. Mine is Nintendo Switch Pro controller, and I have mapped them up. So if you have a PlayStation or Xbox controller, you can use that here, and then you can just map them up according to your liking. But the dead zone should be set into 20% so that there will be no drifting into your playthrough. Once done, hit save. Now go to system. So just pause the video again and just copy my settings. Now in the graphics tab, the most important part, graphics backend multi-threading should be on, graphics backend API should be in Vulkan, preferred GPU is your native graphics card, your dedicated graphics card, then your enhancements should be enable shader cache and enable macro HLE. Resolution scale is 2x resolution so that the game will look sharper and much more beautiful than the native resolution of the Switch. But if your PC cannot handle that, then just change to native resolution. And go to anisotropic filtering, set to auto, and aspect ratio set to 16:9, and hit apply and save. Now your Ryujinx emulator is now fully optimized to run Octopath Traveler 2. And a little bit of disclaimer, I'm not going to show you a gameplay of Octopath Traveler 2 running in Ryujinx emulator because we all know that Nintendo is really strict on this kind of content and they don't want it to be shown in the internet or in YouTube or anywhere else. Because if I show you a gameplay of Octopath Traveler 2 running in Ryujinx emulator, then my channel will be taken down and my videos will be taken down. So I hope you do understand all that part, guys. But to show some proof, I'm willing to show you that the game will boot up into the title screen. So this is the only part where I'll show you the title screen, but I'm just going to blur the screen here so that Nintendo will not be able to detect any of their contents running in this video tutorial. So once I am the title screen, I'm going to stop the emulation. Okay, so this is just a small proof that the game is running into my PC here using Ryujinx emulator's latest build. Octopath Traveler 2, since I have played it 30 minutes now, it runs perfectly well, no issues, no glitches, no bugs, everything works fine. The audio works fine, everything is fine, okay? As long as you follow all those steps, then you'll be able to play this game perfectly well. So it is here, starting to boot up in the title screen. So once it's in the title screen, I'm going to stop the emulation. So here, I'm going to stop now. So as you can see, Octopath Traveler 2 is running perfectly in Ryujinx emulator. So as long as you follow all the steps again, then you are guaranteed to get all the latest files here to run in Ryujinx emulator. All the files you needed is here. So be sure to follow everything. So if you have some questions regarding the installation process of Octopath Traveler 2 into your PC, then just leave a comment in the comment section below and I will try my best to answer all of them. Subscribe to my channel. This will help me out greatly and massively. Thank you for watching. See you next time and goodbye for now.